Good morning, and thank you for tuning in to another installment of On This Day. Today is Friday, January 2nd, 2026. I'm Christy, and I'll be taking you on this journey to the past, the present, the strange, and possibly other dimensions. This being Friday, we talk about what we go over and recap what we talked about throughout the week. Speaking of which, I apologize. On Wednesday, I was very sick, and there was just no way I was going to be able to do the show effectively. And I'd rather give you high quality entertainment. Okay, so that being said, on Monday in music history, we traveled to 1956 when Elvis made chart history by having 10 simultaneous singles at the number one on the top 100, an astonishing feat even now. At the end of the year, Billboard reported that Elvis had placed more singles in the US top 100 than any other artist since records were first charted. In 2012, Del's 21 overtook Oasis's What's the Story Morning Glory to become the UK's fourth biggest selling album of all time. In 1966, at London's Abbey Road Studios, Paul McCartney began to work on Penny Lane. When it came to the sound, McCartney said that he got inspiration from the Beach Boys' new album, Pet Sounds. The lyrics were from the Beatles' Liverpool roots. In 1967, Dave Mason quit Traffic due to creative differences. As a founding member, he rejoined the band halfway through sessions for the 1968 self-titled LP, after which he left again. Bye, see you, screw up, whatever. Anywho's, 1984, the supergroup Band Aid topped the UK charts with their single, Do They Know It's Christmas? Across the pond, a dichotomy occurred. Madonna's hit number 1 with Like a Virgin. And in 1980, American singer-songwriter Tim Hardin died at the age of 39. Factoids. For Monday, it was officially Pepper Pot Day and TikTok Day. Not TikTok the app, but TikTok like clock. Actually, most of you probably don't even know what that is. You look at the digital stuff. We actually had clocks that went tick, 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 tick. Anyhow, I digress. Okay, so in 1965, the fourth James Bond film, Thunderball, had its UK premiere. It was extremely successful in accounting for modern prices. Today, it made $1 billion. $1 billion. Sorry. I'm not. Anywho, in 2015, In 2015, the Ebola epidemic in Guinea was declared by the World Health Organization. 2,500 people died. In 2013, the San Miguel volcano erupted in El Salvador. Thousands of people were evacuated, and there were no casualties. In 2002, China's Shenzhou spacecraft launched its fourth and final mission, final unmanned crew. They wanted to ensure that by sending a crew up there, they would be safe to, traverse the universe. In 1996, the Guatemalan Civil War came to an end after 36 years of bloody conflict. In 1965, the Supremes released My World is Empty Without You. In 1940, the worst German air raid of the Blitz occurred. Over 10,000 bombs were dropped on London, including the first combustible bomb of the Blitz. Kind of thought all bombs were combustible, because doesn't that mean combustible means explode? Psh, whatever. In 1924, Peter Pan made his first on-screen appearance. The silent film of the same name was produced by Paramount and grossed $630,229 at the box office. They just couldn't round out that number for me. Anywho, in 1911, Sun Yat-sen was the first elected president of the Republic of China. In 1890, the Wounded Knee Massacre took place. The U.S. 7th Cavalry killed over 200 captive Sioux at Wounded Knee, South Carolina. Many of the Indians had been disarmed when a rifle accidentally went off, and the U.S. Army just began shooting. In 1852, this is kind of funny, Emma Snodgrass was arrested, although the reasoning was due to her wearing pants. She was arrested many times, and what they did was they scolded her for wearing pants and sent her on her way. So she was she had an arrest record for wearing pants. Okay. In 1845, Texas became the 28th state to join the United States of America. Lastly, in 1935, the Treaty of New Echota was signed. It was a treaty between the U.S. and the Cherokee. This treaty became the legal basis for the Trail of Tears. Okay. So, let's get some stuff on today. In 2016, Adele began In 2016, Adele began the year atop the Billboard 200 with her third studio album, 25. 2 weeks earlier, the LP debuted at number 1 in more than 25 countries and broke the first week sales records in the US, the UK, and beyond. In 1969, a shipment of John Lennon and Yoko Ono's album Two Virgins, were seized by authorities in New York and New Jersey due to the full frontal nude photograph of the couple on the cover. Yeah, and they just put a white thing over it. Whatever. Sorry. In 1979, Sex Pistols bassist Sid Vicious went on a trial in New York, where he was accused of killing his girlfriend Nancy Spungen, in one of the most sensational moments of the original punk era. Vicious, who was released on bail, died exactly 1 month later from a drug-related overdose. 1971, George Harrison's All Things Must Pass started a 7-week run at number 1 on the Billboard 200, making Harrison the first former Beatle to score a chart-topping solo album in America. The classic title featured hits My Sweet Lord and What Is Life. So, on to facts. January 2nd is officially Pet Safety Day, Pet Safety Travel Day, and Run It Up the Flagpole, and see if anyone salutes it day. Wow, okay. See. In 1972, the Mariner 9 started to map the surface of Mars. In total, it mapped 85% of the surface and sent back over 7,000 pictures. In 2018, the World Health Organization announced that gaming addiction is a mental health disorder. In 2014, a bus plunged 400 feet from a cliff in Malshajgat, India, killing 30 people. The bus collided with a lorry, resulting in the driver losing control. The bus then fell into a 400-foot deep gorge and split open on the rocky ground. In 2004, the Stardust space probe collected a sample of comet dust. The probe flew within 147 miles of the Wild 2 comet to collect samples of dust. On January 15, 2006, a capsule containing the sample was returned to Earth. On August 14, 2014, interstellar dust particles were identified within the samples. In 1981, prolific serial killer Peter Sutcliffe, also known as the Yorkshire Ripper, was arrested in Sheffield, UK. And let's see. 1965, Martin Luther King Jr. pushed hard to encourage the registration of black voters in Selma. Brutality against blacks was rife during this time. Martin Luther King Jr. picked this location in hopes of attracting national attention. Let's see. In 1960, Democratic Senator John F. Kennedy gave a speech announcing that he was running for U.S. president. I believe that the Democratic Party has a stark function to perform in winning the 1960 election, comparable to its role in 1932. I intend to do my utmost to see that victory is won. And then he was murdered. See, in 1929, U.S. and Canada agreed to divert the Niagara River to protect the Niagara Falls from eroding. Ooh. Excuse me, I get excited sometimes. In 1939, the moon was photographed for the first time. On this day, a French photographer called Louis Daguerre took the first photograph of Earth's moon. Sadly, a fire broke out at his laboratory just 2 months later, which destroyed the entire building, including all his work. Next, we're going to have a trivia test. What does the element O2 stand for? Answer: oxygen. Question: what is the capital of Bulgaria? Answer: Sofia. Question: what's the only sea without any coastline? Which doesn't really make sense to me. I mean, but whatever. Answer: the Sargasso Sea. Bonus. I need a bonus help. Okay, what mountain range separate Europe and Asia? Answer: the Ural Mountains. On to birthdays. 1942, Joe McDonald. 1950, Morgan Fisher. 1956, Andy Gill. And 1958, Grandmaster Flash. I hope you had a great Halloween. Yeah, I'll figure out my life somehow. Try to figure out a year, a date, time, place. Anyway, I hope you all had a wonderful holiday. I hope you had a great New Year's Eve and a New Year's Day, and I hope your New Year's dreams come true. I'll see you on Monday. Ciao.